Hello, I'm Charles, and today we're going to be changing out a chain drive gear in a garage door opener. I've had this happen before. This sprocket snaps off of the actual drive part itself. So this is what we have to replace. Make sure you isolate power to the unit so it's not accidentally going to come on or anything. Now, if you have this happen, you'll know because you'll push the remote or you'll push the button in the garage and it'll and nothing will happen. You might even hear a snap or a pop. And your chain will go loose and be hanging down. I've disconnected the actual shuttle part itself. Double check to make sure the spring is not broken. If your spring breaks and the weight of the garage could cause that to snap, and that'll be a whole other issue you have to deal with. But if your spring is not broken and your tension is set correctly, you should be able to raise and lower your garage door by hand. It should be pretty easy. And if it is tensioned properly, it should. As you push it down, it'll start. You have to kind of if it's well balanced on the spring tension, it shouldn't slam down or slam up. You should have to either kind of force it down a little bit or force it up a little bit. Once you determine your spring tension is all right, you can get to work on replacing it. Now to get into the back of the unit here, we've got just got a 1/4 inch nut driver. You'll take out that screw and that screw. And I think there might be a screw up in there we'll have to get out as well. And to get this open, all I had to do was push on those tabs right there and lower that down. We'll get those screws out and then we'll show you what's on the inside. Okay, once you've taken out that screw in the bottom and loosened these 2 screws at the top, this pulls out and slides down. Those are just slotted there so you don't have to take those screws all the way out. Now when you get in here, you can see this whole unit thing here is going to have to come out, and it's that screw, and that screw, which are a 5/16 screw, and then this will pull out the top. I think we may have to take a pin out here or something. I can't quite remember, but we'll get to that when we get to it. Okay, I've gotten the back 2 screws out to hold it up, and here's the last screw. It's kind of awkward to get to. You almost have to have a wrench that you can hold the socket on. And the other ones were really awkward because you had to get your hand way back in there and you can only turn so much per turn. But we'll go ahead and get this out. Not quite. And this top piece will come off. Normally it's all one big unit. I'll show you on the new one. And then this bottom piece now, we have to get this bottom clip off. Now what this is, we're looking at in here, this is the replacement piece. So to get this bottom piece off so that we can pull it all the way out, we've got to get that little tab pushed all the way out. So that's what I'm going to do up in here. There and there. And that comes off. That allows us to pull this up and out. That's the old one, and that's where the sprocket broke off. So to put this new one back in, and you can see this drives our sprocket, which is welded on there. To get this back in, we need to pop this off. Keep that to the side. We'll line up that little hole because that's what we need to get our pin back through. So we'll put that on there. Got our little hole lined up. We'll put this gear back on and this clip back in place. It'll probably be in the way, but you can't really see what's going on. Anyway, I can't even see what's going on. Yep, it's in there. Now we have to line up the holes. With the top and put our 3 screws back in. Alright, those are the 3 screws that hold it in. That's clipped back in. That's all in place. We've got that ready to go. Now all we have to do is hook up the garage door and hook the chain up to the sprocket after we relieve some of the tension. Slide those back up. And we'll go ahead and we'll clip that back up. Now we might leave it open because we might have to adjust some of our sensitivity. Alright, we've got the, I guess you call it the chain trolley, hooked back into this for the door. And what we're going to do is loosen up that jam nut on this side. Now this is the jam nut that will tighten the chain, or the actual nut that will tighten the chain. And this jam nut here we're going to leave in that position until later. We'll check our chain tension. Right now this will just give us plenty of slack in our chain. Hook it back up on the sprocket over there. And when we're finished, we'll use this nut to tighten our chain, and this nut, once we get the exact tension we want, to jam everything together and keep it tight. We'll go back up to the top and do that first. Alright, back up here, I'm going to use sprocket. Here's the old chain that we've got some slack in. Careful with your fingers here, but you basically just pump that back on. And then what we'll go is back to the other end, adjust our chain tension like I talked about, and then we'll fire this up and see how it works. Alright, back up here. We'll be pulling up our chain tension here. Tighten it up on this nut. And this could take a little while. Alright, what we've got, you can see this is just a little bit of slack in the chain, but not too slack, not too tight. Kind of a balance. And once you get that, make sure your chain's all straight and everything, and then lock up on that jam nut. And then we'll go test it. Alright, go ahead and plug back in the power, because we're not working on the unit anymore. Alright, we've got everything done, tested. Goes all the way up like it should. And all the way down like it should. Oh, as always, thanks for watching. Alright, that's all I needed was a 1/4-inch nut driver, slotted screwdriver, Phillips screwdriver, 5/16 ratchet, 1/2-inch wrench, and some safety glasses. And this ladder. Alright, as you can see, that little piece right there, sheared, it's supposed to be right there. Tiny little piece just shears right off. There's the new piece that comes in this kit. OEM genuine parts. I think it's just called a chain drive module. It'll be different for different brands, but I just looked up the garage door opener unit on Amazon and that came up, and I had ordered this before because it's happened twice before, once on the one side of the garage and once on the other. So it's almost like they designed this part to fail. But the kit comes with the drive unit itself with the little bottom piece, the screw thing inside if you need to replace that, some of the grease, like white lithium grease or something, and then some other bushings and whatnot. But all I've ever had to replace is this piece right here because that breaks off. It's like a $20 part, do it yourself pretty easy.